like, we've been playing this format for, you know, 4 months or whatever, so we're ready for a change. Tar, if you check the archives on YouTube from yesterday is when we did that draft. Oh, I forgot to put this deck list on the side. Sorry about that. Get Sapphire with this. And get Blood with these. There's this really sweet thing called the Auction House, or hexprimal.com, where you can get all of the cards that you're missing at the cost of some platinum. It's really convenient. That's cheating. Alright, so what are we doing here? Probably just playing this for a second Blood, and then cracking with this Dorko. No idea what this card should be, so we're playing Immortal right now, which is Hex's non-rotating format, so this is a mechanic that's not in Standard right now. My opponent has what's called a Tunneled Troop here. And this card, when it reaches a certain number of counters, will get played for free, and it'll have speed when it comes to play. So it's kind of, if you're coming from a Magic background, it's kind of a combination of like Morph and Suspend. Only I don't know when this is going to pop out. Yeah, pretty likely Reese. I agree. Cycle my coin there. The sleeve is Fort Ramar awarded through account leveling. Yeah, right? So this deck that we're playing is called Terror Mill. It's a combo control deck. It combos by putting Tarantulas into my opponent's deck and then using Azure Fate Sorceress to instantly mill my opponent out. So almost certainly a Reese. I'm going to put a stop during my opponent's ready step. And the reason why we're doing that is this Reese, the largest tunneling thing that anyone has is 4. So it's going to come out next turn, and it's almost certainly a Reese. And I want to hero fall my opponent's Reeses during the ready step before they draw a card, so that way they don't have a chance to draw another Sapphire to defend this Reese with like a deny or a counter magic or something like that. So there's Reese. I'm gonna hero fall this before we do the other card. And they had another one in their hand. That's pretty good for us. How much are we missing from going to the Invitational? Quite a bit. We're about 10% of the way there. Hero fall, and we're flooding a little bit here, but one of the nice things about playing Dreaming Fox as our champion is that when we hit our 7th charge, we're gonna get to make a card that draws us 2 cards. So if we draw another resource here, we're gonna get to draw a couple extra hits. Look, MTG Bot is subscribed again. God bless. Hey, so this card, when it came into play, it put some spider eggs in my opponent's deck, and my opponent just drew a spider egg, which gave me this little bitty baby spider thing. But I'm playing some kind of Diamond Sapphire control deck, so like we've drawn Extinction and a bunch of Transmogs in this Hero Fall, which are not particularly great against a control deck. But like, you know, the Exarch of the Egg, he's going the distance. He's going for speed. He's all alone in his time of need. Shackling Strands of the Exarch. Yep. I think I'm going to actually just play this Azure Fate Sorceress out at end of turn to just, like, get my beatdowns on. So when this comes into play, it buries 4 cards off the top of my opponent's deck. And there weren't any eggs in there, unfortunately, but we buried 3 resources and an Arcane Focus. So those are cards they wanted to draw. Well, I bet our poker hand is better than their poker hand. The control matchup is definitely something that gets better for us post-board. Transmog the Exarch. Okay, yeah, I like it. Should we do a random 1-drop for ourselves so we can start attacking? Watch it end up being a constant so it can't attack anyways. Might as well, right? We're probably not going to need all these transmogs. That! Found a resource here too, so we get to go ahead draw a couple extra cards here. Hopefully we draw an Inquisition at some point soon to get to look at what's in their hand and like figure out what exactly their deck is doing. Hey, wish granted. What you got over there, opponent? They've got a lot of double... A lot of double Sapphire cards. Alright, actually all double Sapphire cards? Well. I guess I don't care about the thing I can kill. I'll get rid of a Dread End, I suppose. So we know they can't play any of the cards in their hand. Okay, they're down to 4. It was such a good Azure Fate Sorceress hit. Holy crap. Alright, post board. Want to cut these Extinctions and probably these Transmogrifades. Definitely want these Linopois sites and these Verdict of the Ancient Kings. Want these Princesses and these Denies. Call the Graves, probably not spectacular. Webborn Apostate seems fine. Trimming 1 Exarch of the Egg doesn't seem completely unreasonable. I don't think I want to go lower than 10. I don't think I want to go lower than 10 of these. Trim 1 Hero Fall, maybe. So, Transmog says it reverts it and then transform it. So, remember, reverting means it turns it back to its base state and then changes it. Which is an important difference, because not everything that does stuff like that reverts first. I'll be right back. I have to run outside real quick. Open the garage for my buddy. Sounds great. Colette rode his bike here the other day, and then it was dark out, so we gave him a lift home, so he was coming back to get his bike. It was in my garage. Grab a blood here. Next turn, we can make another blood with this and then Inquisition them. Kind of see what's going on. This is Terror Mill that we're playing. Actually, I can put the deck list up here on the side now because I've saved it. Which is, it's basically a control deck. Especially post-board, like we're playing against a Diamond Sapphire control deck. So we are, we're more controlling post-board in these matchups. Kept a 1 resource hand. Alright, well, in that case, I'm not going to play the Inquisition. I'm going to wait and see if they have to discard. Then Webborn Apostate out. This card takes a charge from my opponent and gives it to us. So now they're going to be a turn behind on their champion power. We're going to be up a turn on ours. Might be a quick one. Okay, they hit. Yeah, I needed a couple more tickets, Immortal. Or Burgle. Where is Immortal, speaking of? I feel like it's been a few days since we've seen him. Scheme. Okay, so this takes an action in their deck and creates 4 copies of it. So they have a bunch of copies of a particular action in their deck. I'm gonna go ahead and do this and then Inquisition them. I think Inquisitioning this turn is better than holding up Deny. Could be wrong, because we're about to find out. Durthan's Glory, Paragam Shift. I think we should take their glory away here. Take a screenshot of the rest of these. What does Dirtle stand for? Dirtling around is just, I don't know if it's a TCG term. I don't know if it's a TCG term or just a term in general, but dirtling around means just like not doing a whole lot, just like taking your time. We could win the game or we could dirtle instead. Ah, Mortal, he is here and he heard us. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It is harder to chat when you're on mobile, for sure. So I know they have Shackling Strands in their hand and a Mastery of Time, so I really don't want to just run this Vampire Princess into the Shackling Strands that I know about. So I think we're going to wait until we have 6 resources to play her out, so we can deny to protect her. I mean, you're allowed to make fun of me for it, but just don't expect me to change. Mastery of Time. Just gonna go ahead and deny that. Use my resources. Non-slow shard would be great. Inquisition, also okay. Another Old Earthen's Glory. Yep, it's a good one to get rid of. So they have Shift and Shackling Strands in their hand at this point. I think I'm just going to play this, actually. Just go ahead and let it get stranded, use my resources. I need to hold this Deny for this Reese. hopefully this is a Reese, so we're going to get to deny next turn. That's annoying. So this card, if we ever play it back out, my opponent gets to put any troop from their hand right into play, which would probably be pretty bad for us. So we're probably just keeping that until our opponent's empty-handed. Those are my favorite, Tar. This. Hopefully my opponent hasn't drawn a counter. If they stop this deny on their reach, they're going to be in a really good spot. Ding. This draws a card, and it makes some spiders. That draws a card. And pass the turn here. Yeah, we have not seen a single counter under them yet, that is true. So there's now 6 eggs in my opponent's decks. Yeah, Apostate's kind of sweet value. My opponent hasn't gotten to draw any cards yet. There's a Fenteo. Angel of Dawn, interesting. Am I just playing the second one out here? I drew the Fenteo, so I'm gonna wait because I drew the Fenteo. Because if the Fenteo gets an activation or two, we're gonna get to... And I'm gonna stick the Fenteo here as opposed to trying to ascend, I think. If we get even a single activation out of this, we'll be able to play this, and Azure Fate Sorceress inspires, which gives her abilities to everything else that she's to play with cost greater than or equal to her. So this Azure Fate Sorceress will actually flip 8 cards off my opponent's deck because of this one. So pretty good. No, the only cards we knew about in their hand this game, they've actually played all of them. We knew about Mastery, Shift, and Shackling Strands. That actually doesn't do anything to Fenteo, because that exhausts Fenteo at the beginning of combat. So if I just use Fenteo during my first main phase, I still get to get a trigger from him. So it's kind of a loose use of Shackling Strands. It does stop him from blocking. You're not wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and send here. I'm attacking from 2 different angles here nicely. Make a random action. Attack for 2. Hopefully we get to combo mill them next turn. That would be fun. Don't dread end me. Put 6 more eggs in their deck and then Azure Fate Sorceress them. Battle Scrivener, sure. Puts my offensive on the ground on hold. Should have done this first, technically. Another Psychic Ascension. Okay, so during my opponent's ready step here, I'm going to play the second Azure Fate Sorceress out. And she's going to mill over 8 cards. And then if she hits a spider, my opponent's deck will completely mill out. Or hits a Tarantula specifically. Sweet. So this is the Terra Mill combo. So the Tarantula gets inspired by the Azure Fate Sorceresses, and then it mills them a bunch of cards, and then it finds another Tarantula, which gets inspired by the Edge of Fate Sorceresses. So my opponent's entire deck is just going to flip into their discard pile here. All of my Tarantulas come into play, and then my opponent goes to draw a card and cannot, so they lose the game. Kastera Mill is great. I love this deck. This deck's definitely not tier 1, but I really enjoy playing it. It just plays the type of TCG game I enjoy playing. Where is it? Let's try and find one more. I think that's the last ticket I needed, but let's save it up and then queue one more. Begin right away. Sweet. People are in the queue getting their tickets for this weekend. Remember, the next Immortal Championship is on Saturday. It seems okay. Not super exciting, but just fine. We go Sapphire into Arcane Focus here. Opponent's playing Cressida, which for 3 charges gives them a temporary resource, likely a Titania's Majesty deck. Usually this matchup's pretty good for us on average. I'll be right back. We're going to close my garage door now that Klutz is gone. So, touch awkward that we focused on 1, so we can't Inquisition on 2, because Inquisition does have a double blood threshold requirement. I think I can take the stop off of the ready step here. Fuck. Alright, so my opponent's got a ton of acceleration for next turn. I think the responsible thing to do here is Inquisition them. So I could just jam the Fenthio, but I think we're supposed to Inquisition them and just double check and make sure that we're not going to get Majesty next turn. We have Eternal Guardian and Gargolith, so I'm going to take the Gargolith away from them because it's the heavier beater. I guess I should have screenshotted the rest of the cards that were in their hand. Inquisition and look at the double Majesty, right? I watched them just draw it off the top. The old Tilt Seas. Alright, sweet. Fentio, play this Blood Shard. And then the coins are actually really good with Fentio because we can diddle him to put some things in their deck, and then we can undiddle him to rediddle again. Hey, diddle diddle, the Fentio and the fiddle, the cat jumped over the moon. Eternal Guardian says their things don't take damage. Yeah, prevent damage will be dealt to you and other troops you control. So, diddle this. Undiddle this. Play this. Play this. That's the turn. I have Transmogrifade here. guess looking for... Not those. We're looking for an Azure Fate Sorceress at this point, so that way we can go ahead and combo mill our opponent like we did last game. The question is when I want to pull the trigger on this Extinction. I probably want to wait and take another hit or two from this. I have the Transmogrifate to check anything crazy that could come off the top of their deck. Okay, they have another 8-drop here. It's just like Gargalith, I don't really care about that since I have the Extinction here. Another Eternal Guardian, that's fine. I don't really care about that. Wait, why are we Cressidang? They have a Howling Brave? Sure. Okay, so now we're gonna have to Extinction next turn. So, let's do this. This. Destroy all of the troops. They've got a bunch of Tarantulas in their deck. That's a little baby Spider Egg. There's actually more Tarantula eggs than Spider Eggs in their deck at this point. Okay. Another little spider, sure. This doesn't have crush, right? Nope. Sure. So I can just jump block this. I'm just gonna hero fall this. Those out of there. Suppose got 61 cards in their deck because a bunch of them are eggs. There's some scary tarantulas. Turn the corner without comboing. The UI actually doesn't show that. They need one of the features they are definitely lacking is they need a game log real bad. This deny should mean this game is locked up. Just get to interrupt whatever they have going on. Alright, post board in this matchup, we want the extra copy of Extinctions out of the board. The denies are pretty reasonable. You don't need Psychic Ascension in this matchup. I wonder if I'm supposed to trim an Azure Fate Sorceress. I don't hate that, honestly. They're not killing our combo pieces, so we could definitely trim a Call of the Grave. Webborn Apostate's okay. Maybe it's like the Deny, the Azure Fate Sorceress, the Transmogrifate. I guess Hero Fall's a little bit medium. I'm gonna do that. Trim some of the spot removal to kind of play on the chain a little bit more. I like that, especially with the Extinctions at the top end. We have to wait for your brother to finish taking his nap so we can go outside. Peace, Star. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Since okay, it's got Arcane Focus in it, so we can kind of dig for some more action. Got Transmogrifate and Exarch of the Egg to like blunt their first initial attacks. So looking for interaction or a Fenthio here, basically. 10 out of 10 will take another blood. There's a puck. That's kind of scary. I think I'm supposed to just hold the Transmogrifate up this turn, so that way, if they flip out Titania's Majesty, I can Transmogrifate whatever they flip into. They could go Ruby, and then this can make a resource, and this can make a couple of resources. So that made 3 resources. So they get to play a 6. They can even play a 7 drop off their champion power. There's the Majesty. And they hit the Walking Calamity. So, Titania's Majesty creates a copy of the card that you flip into. And in this case, I flipped into Walking Calamity, and it gains double damage. So, we're going to go ahead and Transmogrifade this into a random 9-drop. Which is still kind of scary, but, like, it's better for us than a 10/10 that deals double damage and has Crush. Go ahead and play Fentio out here, and then quite possibly we could just, depending on what their next turn is, we know they have 2 more cards that cost 5 or more in their hand because of the puck, so we might end up just racing them with our Fentio combo here. I drew another one. Do they have another Majesty? 7. This could be 8. Hopefully it's just like an Eternal Guardian. Oh Jesus, and a Periwinkle into a double proc. Alright, Extinction please. Okay, let's play this. And then I'm going to activate this, put some Tarantula eggs in their deck. And the question here is, do I want to go Exarch to potentially block these? Or do I want to just play the Edge of Fate? I think I want to go Exarch here. So first Exarch puts 2 eggs in their deck, second Exarch puts 4 eggs in their deck because they each put in 2 eggs whenever a Venom enters play. We'll see what they have here. If they have an Eternal Guardian, we're going to be up a creek without a paddle most likely. There's a Chlorophilia. Brings them up to 2 resources. Well, that's good for us. Yeah, exactly. Like, the more eggs, so Edge of Fate Sorceress mills them 4 cards. If she hits 1 Tarantula, usually she can mill them out if there's 6 or more in their deck. So, MC. Is that random? Oh, it's randomly generated from this. That makes sense. Okay. I don't have a lot going on. 10 out of 10. Blocking. I want to block one of these and take the hit from the other one. Yeah, Garg is definitely less good when Extinction is a card you have to be considering. I'm going to go ahead and just activate this Fentio, so that way they have a chance to just draw Tarantula egg next turn. And ideally, I want to wait till they have about 9 to 10 of these in their deck. And somewhere like 12, I think, is the sweet spot. I forget what the Hypergeometric says, but there's definitely a sweet spot where, like, wow, all of the cards in their hand cost 4 or more right now. Or 5 or more. What are they doing? Double Aborian Rootfather. Yep. So speed and Crush. Alright, well. Am I dead on board is the question. So if I block this here... Actually, I'm better off blocking. If I block this here, and then Hero Fall this, I take 9, 10, 11, 12. So I think that's ideal, because getting 3 more eggs in their deck before I go to Azure Fate Sorceress is pretty good. And this also, Hero Falling actually thins some cards out of their deck, which is also not irrelevant. Wow, okay, so I just got super punished for not having played the Azure Fate last turn, because I drew another Azure Fate. We 10 out of 10 would have combo killed them if I would have played this one last turn. See how lucky I am here. If we hit a Tarantula, they're gonna die. We did. Oh, we did hit a Tarantula. So they should be dead here, I believe. Because this one's gonna mill them 10 now. We're just gonna flip a bunch of Tarantula eggs out. Yep. And then we hit another one, and then another one, and then all of the Tarantulas go boom, 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 boom. That was a good couple match set with the Terra Mill deck. Man. I love this deck. It's if you're looking for a combo control deck in Immortal, 10 out of 10, this is probably the best one. At least the best known one. There's probably a better one out there, but